Folks, our guests today are Brandon Dillard and Chris Lazzell. They're the co-founders of Eclipse Construction. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about each of you and your business, Eclipse Construction.
Good deal.
Positively West Virginia. Positively West Virginia.
Positively West Virginia is powered by Breezeline high-speed fiber internet and sponsored by Highmark West Virginia, Freedom Kia of Morgantown, and Humble Influence. With the help of these sponsors, we're able to share the positive business stories of West Virginians, including the one from today's episode.
All right, guys, again, thank you so much for being here. Let's start at the top. Chris, I'll start with you. For our listeners who may not know of Eclipse Construction, what do you guys do?
We are general contractors, so things related to building, construction in the state of West Virginia, and we help from everything from smaller projects and repairs all the way up to new builds.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brandon, how about from your perspective? Anything to add to that?
Yeah, so we're a full-service general contractor. Our specialty is roofing and restoration exterior, but we do as much interior projects as we can.
Yeah, where are you guys based?
We're based right here out of Morgantown. Our office is on Brockway Avenue.
Yeah. Chris, tell us a little bit about how you got started in this. How to get rolling?
How to get rolling?
Yeah.
Great question, Jim. So Brandon and I share a common sort of energy together and a vision of really wanting to help people. I think that maybe comes from learning how to help ourselves and seeking out that personal development. But, so when we met at a Muay Thai class, actually. And at the time, both of us were interested in doing contracting from a little bit different backgrounds. I came from doing insurance adjusting, and he was civil engineering at WVU.
Great.
And so after spending some time with each other, we realized that we had a very similar vision. And we really wanted to help people in our community and in the state where we live. So we decided to partner up and get this thing rolling.
Yeah, Brandon, how about from your perspective, why construction?
So I grew up around construction most of my life. My grandfather, my dad had been in construction. And I just always loved building stuff when I was younger, building bike jumps, tree houses, and just spending time outside. And I always liked engineering, so I started off in the mechanical path. And when I started learning more about civil engineering and how it ties into construction, I made that switch and graduated right here in West Virginia. And
WVU?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, Brandon, you didn't grow up in West Virginia. Obviously, you live here now. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Yeah, just across the border.
Yeah, about 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
And I went to school out here. I fell in love with the outdoors and the people, and I just could see myself being out here after I graduated. So I worked for a local company for a little while and then met Chris, and we started our own thing.
Yeah. So Chris, how about your background? Where are you from?
Background. So born in Germany. Dad was military. He was Marine Corps 6 years and then transferred in the Army as a combat engineer.
Wow.
So he was a sapper. So that's kind of where I got my construction background.
Yeah.
He had a philosophy, still does, of leaving things better than what you found them. So everywhere we lived, even if it was just a rental and we're there for a year or two, we would fix it, whatever needed fixed, before we moved on to the next place. And I just bounced around all over the United States growing up. So
what brought you to Morgantown?
Family on both sides, so Hagedorns and Lazzells both from Morgantown since 1700, so long time. And so it was easy to come back, and it's always felt like home here. I've been a lot of places, and I still love to travel. I travel frequently, but when I'm here in West Virginia, there's something about getting over that state line that just feels like, like that. It almost like a weight comes off.
I feel that.
Like when you get home and you kick your shoes off and you take your jacket off, kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great. All right, so we talked about the fact that you're a general contractor, especially specializing in roofing as well.
Yeah.
What is your 30-second pitch when you guys meet somebody? I'm going to ask both of you the question. So, Brandon, you can have a second to think about this. But Chris, when you meet somebody and they say, hey, Chris, what do you do? What do you tell them?
Well, I would say the easiest way to sum that up would be that we take people from where they're at to where they want to be when it comes to construction, renovation, remodeling. And we do that in the easiest way we can because we genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah, that's great. Brandon, how about you? What's your 30-second pitch?
30-second pitch, pretty similar to Chris's. We love what we do, and we want to leave a positive impact on our community and our environment because we live here and we just love what we do and want to do a job right. And that's all.
What's your ideal project look like?
There really isn't any ideal project. Every project has its own nuances and it's a little bit different. So it's kind of cool because not every project is the same because you get different stuff that happens. And I would say almost any project is an ideal project.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds good. Chris, from your perspective, what's your ideal customer look like? They pay the bill.
Yeah, well, that works, right? That's definitely a piece of it. I think someone that's willing to work with you, because like Brandon said, we have not had two projects that are the same, and so you're always going to have some kind of nuance or some kind of thing that you're kind of handling, working through that project. So communication's a big deal, and then keeping that communication line open. With the customer. So, how does it work? Like you have somebody says, well, hey, I want to do a remodel on my kitchen and my master bathroom. They call you. Do you do the design? Do you do the build? Is it a design build? How does it work? Yeah, so we are a team environment. So it's not just Brandon and I trying to figure all this stuff out. Yeah. So we really like to use, maybe not use is the best word, but we like to help people pull out their own superpower, right? So we have somebody that helps us do the design. We have someone that helps us walk us through the roofing install, and there's a different person that's going to walk us through the flooring install. There's a different person that's going to help us with like painting or drywall. And so that's always a team effort to get that done. And the first step in all of that is to get the vision from the customer of what they're expecting. That's important, isn't it? And then come connect on that at the location, so come out and do that inspection. Yeah. What's the thing you're most excited about right now, Chris? Right now? For Eclipse Construction Services. It's one thing to enjoy what you do and to be happy and sharing that, but it's a whole nother world to start seeing the opportunity to help other people scale what they're doing. So as the company's growing, we're getting more and more people coming in that are very good at what they do. Your team members. Yeah. And the opportunity to help them grow and thrive and achieve what they're looking to achieve in their life is an amazing opportunity. That's rewarding, really isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Brandon, from your perspective, when you think about what has you fired up right now, what would you say? This season. So last year was fun. It was pedal to the metal. We did about 80 projects. Wow. And we kind of ironed out the kinks, and we're just excited to help more people out and help their dream come true. Well, you're growing a company. You guys are in your second year now? 2 years old? Yeah. Starting your third year? Yeah. And what's that like? What's that growth trajectory looking like? It's amazing what you can do when you just fall into it, and having a partner that you can trust and that you listen to. Like when Brandon says, "Hey, change this," or "Hey, let's look at that," I pay attention. Yeah. And that's been a huge thing for me. Yeah. Yeah. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back.
Your prescriptions are designed to keep you healthy, active, full of life. At Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're making vital medicine more affordable. Because when your prescriptions don't cost an arm and a leg, you can use those limbs for something more meaningful. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, West Virginia.
Stay connected with an unbeatable deal from Breezeline. Voted best in Mountaineer Country for their reliable, high-speed fiber internet for a low cost, Breezeline is the best gig in town. You know, here at InnerAction Media, we rely on high-speed internet every single day to ensure we can deliver the best content possible for our clients and when we publish Positively West Virginia each week. That's why we use Breezeline. It's affordable, fast, and they're great people as well. Learn more about Breezeline's internet, TV, and mobile options at breezeline.com. Chris, help us understand the landscape for your business. Where are your customers coming from? Are they coming from North Central West Virginia? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I guess looking at this past season, a lot of our customers were in the Morgantown area, Cheat Lake, going down into Fairmont, Clarksburg, Bridgeport. We do branch out farther away, up to 2-3 hours away, but those jobs are a little more sparing. So yeah, most of our focus is Morgantown, Cheat Lake area.
Yeah. How many team members do you have, Brandon?
We have about 5 right now.
Yeah.
We have
Growing company.
A couple project managers and a media intern who is now our media director.
Yeah.
And she does a good job.
Well, tell us about that. Is that marketing, getting the word out then, basically?
Yeah, so it's a lot of Instagram, Facebook, and social media stuff that she's helping us with. Our customers come from a variety of places. We cast a pretty big net with the online stuff and referrals and try to get a little bit of. They come from all over.
Yeah. Our guests today are Brandon Dillard and Chris Lazzell with Eclipse Construction. Tell us about the name, Chris. Where did you come up with the Eclipse? What does it mean?
Yeah, good question. Good question. I really got to give credit to Brandon for coming up with the name, and then we agreed on it because of what it means, and the symbol of the eclipse is the symbol of starting again, of refresh, of rebirth. It's a symbol of total coverage, right? When you have an eclipse, it means that everything is covered, and it's the feeling of being in a dark place and being brought back into the light. And especially when you have damage to your home, which is, we did a lot of jobs where there was storm damage, and we really specialize in that. That can be a very dark place for a homeowner. For themselves, their families, when they don't know what's going on with the insurance company, they don't, hopefully they've never been through that process and it's the only time they've ever done it. So
are you talking about like storm damage to a roof, or is it more than that?
Oh, it's more than that. I mean, roofs are common, so we've done a lot of roof replacements for that reason. But my gosh, I mean, this storm that we had in Morgantown last April, it was trees down, it was tearing off siding, it was damaging windows. We've even had a few houses where the wall actually detached from the house from the force of wind that came through. So it can be, and that can be scary, when the structure's affected.
I serve on a board for a local church, and that storm blew up a big section of our church off the building. It was in the parking lot, and it was hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was crazy. Just a wind shear, what they call a microburst.
Microburst. And so, and was that insurance? Did you guys go through insurance to cover that?
Without getting into all the details, we had 3 events last year, and we turned one of them into insurance. And the rest, the other 2, we did self-insure. But oh my gosh, that's crazy what weather can do to a building.
It really is, and it happens quick.
Like you said, Chris, it does take you to a dark spot, because you're like, wait, we're doing everything right, and all of a sudden now we got hundreds of thousands. It's crazy. I can imagine being a homeowner. Our home is surrounded by large trees, sycamores and oaks and black walnut and everything else. And I'm thinking, man,
they're beautiful until they're laying on the house.
Until they're not. Exactly. Right. Yeah. And so, so that's a part of your business. And do you feel that that you guys are, stepping into that pretty well, as a line of business?
Yeah. So a little bit about Chris's background. He actually came from adjusting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, it's great.
So with insurance companies, it's not always the easiest to deal with.
So you have the inside scoop, kind of.
Yeah, I got a few years of experience doing that.
That's good. Yeah. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Brandon.
No. So a lot of it comes down to documentation and just making sure that, the full scope of damages is actually covered. So we do a lot of photo reports and walking people through and making sure that they understand the process.
Well, you guys have been in business in the construction field for a couple years. What's the craziest thing you've seen so far?
I mean, if you're talking construction or you're talking insurance company, I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
probably improper installs. We've seen some pretty crazy install methods from houses that are, fairly expensive, and it's crazy when you tear off the roof to see, just trash bags on the decking for underlayment. It's makes you think on a, $500,000 house plus that's what they
Why
use.
does that happen? Just because it gets covered up and nobody sees it? Is that basically what happens? These maybe some, I don't want to say shady, but some shady contractors out there that aren't doing it right. Is that what it comes from?
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the shady contractor, but I think a lot of times what happens is it's a subcontracted job.
Yeah, right.
And the contractor that sold that job with the homeowner or the contractor that puts their name on that build isn't there when the work's getting done. So they don't know. They may assume it's getting done correctly, but it's really easy to cover that up. And then how do you verify that it's done? Well, you'd have to tear that material back off.
You don't know until you know.
Right.
So 5-10 years later,
we run into that a lot. We see a lot of improper install. I mean, it goes on and on. Yeah.
So how do you, when you're dealing with a new client, new customer, and they're wanting you to come in, how do you convey that, integrity component of your business to them?
We're there. We treat every house like it's ours. I feel that someone's kids are living here, that this is someone's largest investment they've ever made, and I try to imagine myself in that same position where they're at. So we don't do a job where we're not involved and we're not there during the whole process from start to finish.
Well, I imagine referral and word of mouth is important for you guys because you're not really like repeat business isn't a thing for roofs, right? You only need a new roof, every 30 years or whatever. Yeah. But it's not like you're doing it every 6 months or every year, right?
Right.
So talk a little bit about that and the importance of, having character and integrity in your business, Brandon.
Yeah. So one of the things my dad taught me when I was, at a young age is reputation is everything. And it just takes one time to kind of ruin your reputation. So I feel like I like to leave the job better than I found it and do the best work I can do. And good work in business comes as a result.
Yeah.
And so, I'll let Chris talk on that.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you mentioned, your dad was like to fix places up right, when you were moving around in the military.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys had a similar background growing up.
Yeah, it's interesting when you meet someone and you feel like you've known them for your whole life and you just click on the same kind of thing. When there's a lot of like unspoken agreement, right? And so that's one of the things that both of us from day one agree on is that we're going to do things properly. And it doesn't matter if anybody is watching. It doesn't matter if anybody's going to see it. It needs to be done correctly, and not just correctly, but the best we can do it.
I love it. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back.
In a world obsessed with leadership, what if the real key to success is followership? We hear it all the time. Be a leader, take charge. But what if the most impactful people aren't the ones leading from the front? In Humble Influence, I explore how humility, collaboration, and shared purpose empower followers to create meaningful change in business, organizations, and relationships. Discover the strength of true followership with humble influence.
Folks, we're back. We're visiting with Brandon Dillard and Chris Lazzell with Eclipse Construction. They're based in Morgantown here in West Virginia. Guys, I'm going to throw this out to Chris first, and maybe you can chime in, Brandon, afterwards. But for those who aren't in the construction industry, what's a misconception that people often have about your industry?
I would say a common misconception is the price point. You know, people think that the high price means that we're taking home most of that money. But the reality is that the cost of skilled labor and quality materials is pretty extreme. It's very high. And when you're dealing with construction, we don't consider how important it is that things are built properly. But it is a matter of life and death. It's a matter of, if these materials aren't secured, like, I never met who built this building, but I'm trusting that they did it to the point where this roof isn't going to fall down.
Exactly.
Or when you're siding, windows, anything. I mean, we're just trusting that that's done to the point where it's not going to come off that second, third, fourth floor.
That's right.
And so I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions is that, can we just patch it up? Can we just do this easy or cheap? And really, that's not the reality when you're looking at
it's good perspective.
This style of work.
Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, like Chris said, sometimes the highest price doesn't always equal the best product, and we're not the cheapest, but we're not the most expensive out there. And sometimes, generally what comes with cheap cost also leaves you with problems down the line, and that's cheap labor or cutting corners, and that's just not something that we want to do or even feel comfortable doing.
Kind of goes back to your foundation of doing it the right way to begin with, like you were just talking about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. What kind of impact do you feel that your work and your business is having here in West Virginia, Brandon?
What kind of impact our work and business is having? So just starting with our team, like Chris talked about earlier, it's just so rewarding to be able to help people along their journey and path and help them achieve their goals and empower them to kind of give them a roadmap to success, so to speak.
Yeah, so good.
And in terms of leaving an impact on the community, it's just very cool to do good work and take pride in the work that you do, and have somebody at the end of the job just be ecstatic that you were the one that helped them out and did it properly. It's
got to be rewarding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chris, how about from your perspective?
Totally agree. It's very cool to have to knock on someone's door, and then when you're finished with the job, to have them say, "Thank God you knocked on my door. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't have knocked on my door," because we saw the storm damage on the roof, and maybe they're not aware, and then they're made aware and they're not sure
what to do.
Like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. Yeah. And then at the end of that process, the insurance company's paid for the whole thing.
That's great.
They're just looking at paying that deductible and then knowing that it's done properly.
Yeah. You guys took a pretty significant step, started a company here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
What opportunities do you see here in West Virginia that maybe other people are overlooking right now?
Opportunities. I think there's a lot of people coming to West Virginia right now.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of draw here because of the natural environment, the friendly people, the clean water, the fresh air. And I think that there's a lot of people in bigger cities that are realizing that this is a better place to raise your kids. It's a cleaner, healthier place to be. And so it's not just people moving here, but also a great option we're finding for people to have a second home.
Yeah, especially here in North Central West Virginia. We're lucky because we're in one of the really points of opportunity and an area that's very much flourishing, right?
Oh, of course.
Montague County,
with the hospital and the university both being here, it's not just a draw from the United States, but there's people from all over the world.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Yep. Brandon, what do you think about that? Like, what are maybe an opportunity or opportunities that people might be overlooking right now?
Yeah, so something I noticed working at my previous employment with the general contractor was just the lack of professional contractors in the area. And I heard more horror stories than I did positive stories. And just hearing that over and over again and hearing that pattern, that ultimately is what led me into contracting, just hearing people's experiences and knowing that 50% of people or contractors don't even answer the phone. Yeah. And or give you a call back, and that just that sets you apart from.
Yeah, and it's not just contracting. There's a lot of
businesses,
a lot of business categories right now where I think there's opportunity, especially here in West Virginia. And if you just do the basic stuff, answer the phone, show up when you say you're going to, do what you say you're going to do, honor your word, right? I mean, the basic stuff today seems extraordinary. That's just my observation. And so you can make a significant impact if you just do those great things and do the basics very well. What about the vision? What do you guys see as the vision for Eclipse long term?
Growth, not just trying to expand on the service we're providing, but expand the opportunity to help the trades workers, the people that are doing a very good job that maybe are unseen and underutilized, and to help empower them to realize that when you're very good at what you do, that should be celebrated and it should be shared more.
Wow, that's awesome. I really like that. Thanks, Chris. How about, do you have a similar vision, Brandon? What are your thoughts on the long term?
Yeah, so long term, just growth. I mean, my philosophy is if you do good work and you continue to do good work, work that's coming to you kind of comes as a result. Yeah. And we're expanding into Pennsylvania and Maryland here soon, so that's a little bit of the next steps.
That's good. Maybe you get over to the Hagerstown area, huh?
Maybe here soon.
Well, so what are the things that are impediments to that? What are the challenges that you're facing right now to growth? What do you see?
I would say a lot of it is in the systems that you run your business on and the standards.
Expand on that a little bit, Brandon.
So checklists are very important, and standard operating procedures running through what you do during each stage of the customer project and interaction is very important, not only for customer ease, but for organization and making sure that stuff isn't missed or overlooked. Yeah,
it's repeatable, right?
Repeatable, yeah.
And that, I think that's when we're starting a business, when we hear the word entrepreneur or small business owner, we don't really think about SOPs and how important the actual procedures are, because it kind of gets glossed over a lot. But that is the meat and potatoes, what you just talked about. Yeah. If you want to scale and you want to grow, right? You got to have those procedures down. I really appreciate that too. How is technology playing into your business right now?
So technology's helped a lot. It is a very good tool for us. And QuickBooks is a very good tool. Accounting. Obviously ChatGPT for organization and kind of helping come up with ideas, and CRMs for managing the project are also very helpful in keeping us organized. Yeah,
that's good. You mentioned AI, and I think, Chris, you mentioned tradespeople. That the trades are so important, and I feel like there's such an opportunity. We've been talking about opportunities here. There's an opportunity for people that are interested in the trades, whether it's swinging a hammer or welder or, doing plumbing, carpentry, whatever that might be, concrete, ironwork. Well, I mean, there's a lot of
there's a lot.
There's a lot of trades out there that are in demand right now, and I think there's real opportunity there for people maybe thinking about what to do coming out of high school, even, right? And when I think of what you guys are doing, what you're trying to build, what I guess is construction going to be immune to AI? I mean, you hear all these jobs are going away, but I just feel like the trades and stuff. I guess there could be robots out there swinging a hammer, but
could be. I mean, I think we're a long way off.
Yeah.
From something like that.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, because it's people think it's mechanical, and I think that's the biggest misconception. It's not mechanical. It's art.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
A plumber is an artist. An electrician is an artist.
A mason.
Yeah, a mason is an artist.
Yeah.
And this is
what looks good on a blueprint or a CAD drawing. Then you get out on the job site, it's a whole other world.
It's a whole other world. Yeah,
you got to work with what you got to do.
Exactly.
The terrain, the topography, especially here in West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can put that on a drawing, but when you get out there, it's different.
It's a lot different. Yeah.
That's why it's an art.
Yeah.
Is that, am I on point with that?
Yeah, because, and I learned that when I was a little younger from a master plumber. I never really expected that coming from him because he was so specific in what he did, so mathematical. But when he told me, like, well, this is an art. This is more of an art than it is a science. I kind of started to look at it a different way. And so when you see in a building, when you see that plumbing that it's so beautiful and it's so well done that it almost hides in plain sight because each bend is consistent. That's that tradesman's work of art. That's their imprint they're leaving on the world for us.
So good. Yeah, it's kind of funny you're talking about that, Chris, because I love old buildings, and especially like when you go into a city like New York City and you look at the stone masonry then. And those guys were coming over they couldn't even speak English, and they're like unbelievable, and their work is still so impressive to look at.
It is.
Right?
It is.
And you talk about artistry, and so
every stone's different.
Yeah, that's really cool. I appreciate you sharing that. You guys are leading a business. You're business leaders, you're leaders here in the community, you're leaders to your team. I'm going to ask both of you the question. I'll ask Brandon first this time. What do you think is the most important trait of a successful business leader today?
I would say adaptability, understanding and learning from your mistakes, and adapting and implementing how to change that in the future is what sets apart somebody that has stagnant growth or isn't really growing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just good business practice too.
Yeah, growing. I love it. John Maxwell, one of my favorite leadership authors, since we're talking about leadership, says sometimes you win, sometimes you grow. It's not sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? You're growing by those mistakes, and
and not really looking at it as a mistake, but more of a lesson.
That's right. That's good. Chris, how about you? What do you think is one of the most important leadership traits for a successful business leader today?
I think the ability to manage your emotions and your thoughts, I think is, for me, has been the most important thing, because it's not if something's going to go sideways, but when. And as the leader, it's important to manage so that you're part of the solution and you're not making things worse.
It's very interesting, especially and very wise answers by both of you guys. So thank you for that. How do you, Chris, how do you find that filter? So you're not saying the things that are right off the top of your head.
It's got to be genuine.
Yeah.
So I think on a deeper level, just even stepping outside of contracting, just as human beings, this is the most important thing for all of us to manage is our own emotions and our own thoughts, so that we aren't reacting, but we're responding, right? So that allows us to move through the world in a much happier way.
I like that. Yeah, I often say that the time between stimulus and response, especially when you're in those moments where you want to react, the time between stimulus and response is golden, right?
Yeah.
And what you do with that time, you just bite your tongue for a few seconds, collect your thoughts, maybe address it.
Yeah, sometimes one breath is going to change things for you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Appreciate that. Guys, first of all, I'm kind of blown away. You guys are very smart dudes, and I appreciate the fact that you're here on the show today, sharing your story. We've covered a lot about Eclipse Construction and your thoughts on business and leadership, where you're going, what you do, who your customers are. What else would you like to talk about that we haven't already covered?
Something that Brandon and I both share in common is our attention to our health. So I think that we don't really share that a whole lot because we're in contracting construction, so we're normally talking about the projects and stuff. But a lot of this comes from our focus on staying healthy and managing that in a really good way.
Yeah.
And we share that with our team.
Isn't that how you guys met, like in a class or something?
Yeah, Muay Thai training and yoga class as well.
Yeah.
I actually I still own a yoga studio, so
Cool.
but I do more teaching on events and things. But
cool.
we met through yoga class and Muay Thai class. you know?
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's important. Here at my company, InnerAction Media, health is one of our core values. It's kind of a weird core value to have, but we believe the strength of the entire person. Mind, body, spirit, everything is important.
Yeah,
you got to have healthy people to do great work.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
I
appreciate that. Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. Health, mental health, physical health is the foundation of it all. And if you don't have your health, kind of what do you have? And a quote that really stuck with me is, a healthy person has many wants, but a sick person only has one want, and that's to be healthy.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I love it. Guys, how can our listeners learn more about Eclipse Construction? What's the best way for them to do so?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I kind of threw you a curveball and asked both of you at the same time.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways. You can look us up on the internet, Eclipse Construction, West Virginia, Morgantown. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, any of those venues.
Yeah.
TikTok, YouTube.
That's good. If somebody wants to contact you guys directly and maybe book an appointment, come over, look at their remodel project, that would be an easy way for them to do so.
Yeah, just give us a call. And I mean, we're right here in Morgantown. Both of us live right here in Morgantown, so we're easy to find. You see our truck driving around, wave us down, say hello.
Cool. Yeah, we'll make sure we have links to all that in the show notes. And when we put this out on social media, we'll make sure we give you guys a shout as well.
Cool.
So that we can help you guys grow your business. This is amazing. This is amazing. Our guests once again today, Brandon Dillard and Chris Lazzell with Eclipse Construction. It's been an honor to have both of you on the show today. The two founders right here, the powerhouse team. You guys are getting it done. I think what you're doing is really great, and I encourage you to keep up the amazing work.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Jim.
it.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Really appreciate what you're doing for the state as well. Like helping local businesses get out there and grow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
meeting guys like you, business leaders.
Same team, man. We rise together. So I really appreciate that.
Folks, that's a wrap on another episode of Positively West Virginia. If you or someone you know would be a great guest on our show, drop us a line on our website at positivelywv.com. Of course, we appreciate the comments, the encouragement along the way, and sharing great stories like this that we had here today with Brandon and Dillard and Chris Lazzell from Eclipse Construction. It helps their business. It helps Positively West Virginia. So yeah, please do that, and we appreciate it. On behalf of our entire Positively West Virginia team, including our producer today, Mr. Jimmy Murray behind the controls. Good job, Jimmy. I'm your host, Jim Matuga. Stay positive, West Virginia.
We'd like to thank our partners, Highmark West Virginia, Freedom Kia of Morgantown, InnerAction Media, Humble Influence, and our studio sponsor, Breezeline, for helping to share these positive stories. If you'd like to become a sponsor of the Positively West Virginia podcast, visit positivelywv.com/sponsor.